Intro. Here are 10 incredible Antarctic places you must see before you die. I've been fortunate enough to journey to the ends of the earth, to stand where few have stood, and to witness sights that defy imagination. Antarctica is not merely a destination, it is an experience that redefines one's perception of life and our planet's raw, untamed power. It is a continent of superlatives, the coldest on Earth, the driest on Earth, the highest on Earth, a realm of ice and light that has called to explorers for centuries. And now, it calls to us. In this travel vlog, over the next 8 minutes or so, I will guide you through the 10 most breathtaking locations on this frozen continent. We will navigate through channels of glass, walk upon ancient ice, and stand amongst colonies of penguins that number in the hundreds of thousands. Each location is a chapter in a grand story of survival, beauty, geological wonder. This is more than just a list. It is a carefully curated journey to the heart of the Antarctic, designed to inspire your own grand adventure to the bottom of the world. We will count down from number 10, exploring islands forged in fire, passages carved by glaciers, each more astounding than the last. But be sure to stay until the very end. Our number 1 spot is, for me, the absolute pinnacle of any Antarctic expedition. The place that encapsulates the entire spirit of this magnificent, frozen wilderness. It is the ultimate must-see, the memory that will forever be etched into the soul of anyone who witnesses it. Chapter 1. Our journey begins at a place of extraordinary paradox, Deception Island. From a distance, it appears as just another link in the chain of the South Shetland Islands. But as our ship navigates through a narrow, treacherous passage known as Neptune's Bellows, a breathtaking secret is revealed. We are not merely sailing alongside an island. We are sailing directly into the heart of an active volcano. The sea here is a flooded caldera, a vast, sheltered harbor, ringed by the dark, brooding slopes of the volcanic crater. It is a surreal and slightly unsettling arrival. The shoreline is a study in contrasts. Black volcanic sands, pristine white snow, and the air is thick with the faint sulfurous scent of geothermal activity. Here, the remnants of a bygone era lie half-buried, silent witnesses to history. The skeletal remains of whaling stations, the rusted hulls of wrecked ships tell a story of human ambition and nature's unforgiving power. Walking amongst these ruins feels like stepping onto the set of a post-apocalyptic film, a haunting reminder of the challenges faced by those who came before us. Yet, amidst this desolation, there is life and a strange kind of comfort. One can dig a shallow hollow in the sand at the water's edge, and geothermal heat will warm the water, creating a natural hot spring. The sensation of sitting in this volcanically heated water, with icebergs floating just meters away in the bay, is utterly unique. It's a moment of bizarre luxury in the world's harshest environment. A word of caution is essential here. The volcano is still active, and the waters can become dangerously hot without warning. One must always be guided by the expedition team. Deception Island serves as a powerful introduction to Antarctica's complex character. Dramatic beauty, latent danger, historical sorrow, surprising warmth. To visit here is to understand that this continent is not a monolith of ice, but a dynamic living landscape with a story to tell at every turn. It perfectly sets the stage for the wonders that lie further south, a place where the Earth's inner fire meets the planet's greatest ice. From the raw volcanic drama of Deception Island, we travel to a place of quaint charm and remarkable history, Port Lockroy. Nestled on the tiny Goudier Island, the most visited site in Antarctica. It's home to the famous Penguin Post Office, the world's southernmost public post office, operated by the UK Antarctic Heritage Trust, a curious intersection of human history and thriving wildlife. Bransfield House, perfectly preserved as a living museum, transporting you back to the 1950s. Every detail meticulously maintained. Tins of food on the shelves, vintage radio equipment, pin-up posters on the walls. An intimate glimpse into the lives of the men who lived and worked here. Sending a postcard from this spot, stamped with an official Antarctic postmark. The human history is only half the story. A bustling colony of Gentoo penguins. They are the true residents. We are merely their guests, nesting up against the buildings, waddling along paths used for generations, seemingly oblivious to human activity, comical antics, surprisingly loud calls, unparalleled opportunities for photography, capturing these charismatic birds as they go about their daily lives. Access is seasonal. Antarctic summer, November to March. Visits are carefully managed to minimize disturbance, a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between humans and nature. History lived alongside wildlife. Chapter 3. Our next destination is not a place to land, but a passage to be navigated. An experience so visually stunning it has been nicknamed the Kodak Gap. The Lemaire Channel is a narrow, 11-kilometer-long strait, flanked by impossibly steep, dark cliffs that soar directly from the sea. Booth Island, Antarctic Peninsula. To sail through here is to feel utterly dwarfed by the sheer scale of primordial nature. The true magic of the Lemaire Channel reveals itself on a calm day. When the wind drops, the water's surface transforms into a flawless mirror, creating a perfect, symmetrical reflection of the colossal landscape. The sky, the cliffs, the hanging glaciers, all are duplicated in the inky, still water below. It becomes difficult to tell where the real world ends and its reflection begins. The silence in these moments is profound, broken only by the gentle crunch of the ship's hull, pushing through thin plates of sea ice. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated awe. For any photographer, this is a paradise of composition. My advice is to have your cameras ready long before you enter the channel. Use a wide-angle lens to capture the immense scale, but also keep a telephoto lens handy to isolate details. The intricate patterns of ice on a cliff face, a lone seal resting on a passing ice floe. If a place were ever to live up to its name, it is this. Paradise Bay, or Paradise Harbor as it is also known, is an expansive, sheltered bay that offers one of the most quintessential Antarctic experiences. It is here that one truly understands the continent's reputation as a world of ice. The bay is a grand amphitheater of towering glaciers, their colossal fronts forming cliffs of compacted snow and ancient blue ice. The air crackles with the sound of their slow, inexorable movement. The primary way to explore Paradise Bay is by Zodiac, small inflatable boats. They allow intimate encounters with this icy realm. Cruising amongst the icebergs is a humbling experience. Each one is a unique sculpture, carved by wind and water into fantastical shapes. Some are pure white, others are streaked with sediment. The oldest, most compressed ones glow with an ethereal, sapphire blue light from within. Our guides, with expert hands, navigate us through this maze of floating giants. This is a place teeming with life. As you cruise, you must keep a constant watch. Craybeater seals are often seen resting on ice floes, their bodies sleek and silver against the white. The waters themselves are rich feeding grounds. Yeah, it really is that moving. Further into the majestic Andvord Bay, we find our next destination, Neko Harbor. This is another opportunity to set foot on the Antarctic continent, but the experience here is defined by one thing above all else: penguins. Neko Harbor is home to a thriving colony of Gentoo penguins. A landing here offers some of the most intimate wildlife encounters imaginable. The moment you step ashore, you are immersed in their world. The air is filled with their cacophony, a constant, trumpeting chatter. The smell is unmistakable, the pungent aroma of guano. As you walk the designated paths, the penguins are everywhere. They waddle along well-trodden penguin highways, commuting to nests on the hillside, commuting to the rich feeding grounds of the bay. They are curious but unafraid, inspecting the brightly colored visitors. The highlight is a short but rewarding hike. A trail leads up a steep snow slope behind the colony. The effort is repaid 100-fold. From the top, a breathtaking panorama unfolds. Look down upon the entire harbor, the glacier that calves into it, your expedition ship, tiny in the bay. It puts the scale of Antarctica into context. From this vantage, you can observe the colony from a respectful distance. Watch them building pebble nests, feeding their fluffy chicks, and avoiding predatory skuas overhead. It is a complete, dynamic ecosystem. Neko Harbor is more than just a landing site. It is a front-row seat. Well, it really feels like stepping into another world. Our fourth highlight is not a single location, but an entire archipelago that serves as the gateway to the Antarctic Peninsula, the South Shetland Islands. This chain of over 20 islands and islets is often the first place visitors experience Antarctic land, and it offers a fantastic introduction to the region's incredible biodiversity. The islands are geologically and geographically diverse, each with its own unique character and wildlife populations. The sheer concentration of wildlife here is, staggering. These islands are a crucial breeding ground for an immense number of animals. To a place of truly mind-boggling scale, the Ross Ice Shelf. This is not merely a glacier. It is a floating sheet of ice roughly the size of France. For early explorers, it was known as the Great Ice Barrier, a formidable, seemingly endless cliff of ice rising up to 50 meters from the sea surface, blocking any further progress south. To stand before it is to feel a sense of awe that borders on disbelief. This is the edge of the world. Reaching the Ross Ice Shelf is a significant logistical challenge, requiring specialized ice-strengthened vessels, a longer, more dedicated expedition itinerary. It is far from the more commonly visited Antarctic Peninsula. But for those who make the journey, the reward is an experience few humans will ever have. The sheer, vertical front of the ice shelf stretches from horizon to horizon, a monolithic wall of white and blue that seems to defy comprehension. It is the largest single body of ice on the planet. The ultimate experience here, if conditions permit, is to actually walk upon the shelf itself. Stepping from a zodiac onto this colossal, floating continent of ice is a profoundly humbling moment. The surface beneath your feet is part of the vast Antarctic ice sheet, flowing slowly but inexorably towards the sea. You are standing on hundreds of meters of solid ice with the deep, dark southern ocean far below. It is a feeling of magnificent, terrifying isolation. This region is also of immense scientific importance. The ice shelf acts as a crucial break on the glaciers that feed it, playing a vital role in regulating global sea levels. Scientists study it intensely to understand the impacts of our changing climate. To be here is to be at the forefront of both exploration and climate science. A visit to the Ross Ice Shelf is not for the casual tourist. It is for the dedicated explorer, a pilgrimage to one of the planet's last great untamed frontiers. Yeah, it's an unforgettable place. We now arrive at a place steeped in one of the greatest survival stories ever told, Elephant Island. This is not a place of gentle beauty or easy landings. A remote, forbidding fortress of rock and ice, battered by the savage winds and waves. Jagged, dark peaks shrouded in glaciers and mist, shores of mostly inaccessible cliffs. The island's significance lies not in scenery, but in history. Sir Ernest Shackleton and his 27 men found their first refuge after the Endurance was crushed by pack ice in 1915. For 105 brutal days, 22 men clung to life sheltering under 2 overturned lifeboats at a place they named Point Wild. They survived on penguins and on seals, hope dwindling with each passing day. A visit is a pilgrimage to honor leadership and human endurance. Most expeditions cannot land, it's often a sail-by silent contemplation from the deck. As your ship draws near, the inhospitability becomes terrifyingly clear. You see violent seas, razor-sharp rocks, ice-clad cliffs. Try to imagine surviving here for months on end.
The expedition historian reads passages, diary pages close up, their words echoing across the water.
Prepare your senses for our runner-up, a location that represents life on an almost unimaginable scale. Paulet Island is a small, circular volcanic island, but its geology is completely overshadowed by its inhabitants. It is home to one of the largest Adelie penguin colonies, with estimates of over 100,000 breeding pairs. This is not a colony, it is a metropolis, sprawling, chaotic, utterly mesmerizing. Long before you see the island, you will likely smell it. The pungent, ammonia-like scent of guano carries for miles. As you approach, the landscape seems to move. What appear to be black and white scree slopes are a living carpet of penguins, stretching from shoreline to the volcanic cone. The noise is a deafening symphony of squawks and calls. Landing here is an immersion into another world. While every location we visited is a jewel, the ultimate Antarctic bucket list experience is not a single island or bay, but the entire Antarctic peninsula itself. This S-shaped spine of mountains and ice, reaching out from the mainland towards South America, is the continent's crown. It is the most accessible, the most scenically dramatic, the most biologically rich, and it is the embodiment of everything that makes this continent so magical. This is where all the elements we've explored come together in their most magnificent form. The peninsula offers the towering cliffs and mirrored waters of the Lemaire Channel, the grand glacial amphitheaters of Paradise Bay, and the abundant wildlife of the South Shetlands, but all on a grander, more continuous scale. Here, you can spend days sailing through a labyrinth of breathtaking channels, each turn revealing a new vista, more stunning than the last. The landscape is a relentless assault of beauty. The biodiversity along the peninsula is simply unparalleled. This is the primary feeding ground for a huge variety of whale species, including humpbacks, minkies, and even the occasional orca or colossal blue whale. Leopard seals, the apex predators of these waters, patrol the ice edges, and vast colonies of Gentoo chinstrap and Adelie penguins make their homes along its shores. The sheer concentration of life, set against a backdrop of such epic icescapes, is what makes the peninsula the heart of the Antarctic experience. Its relative proximity to Ushuaia, Argentina, makes it the destination for the vast majority of Antarctic travelers, and for good reason. It delivers the quintessential Antarctic dream. And there you have it, 10 of the most incredible places in Antarctica, a continent that must be seen to be believed. Deception Island, Antarctic Peninsula. Each stop offers a unique window into the soul of this last great wilderness. This journey changes you.